Welcome to the Knakal News Network. The Knakal News Network is brought to you by the Knakal Group, Cushman and Wakefield's #1 investment sales team in New York City.
Hi, I'm John Hageman, Sales Team Manager for the Knakal Group at Cushman and Wakefield. Welcome to the Knakal News Network. Today I'm here with Bob Knakal, Chairman of New York Investment Sales at Cushman and Wakefield. So Bob, we've received a lot of emails recently asking you about some of the traits you see in the top commercial brokers in the city. As we know, there's over 13,000 commercial brokers in the city, and that number seems to grow every year. Tell us what some of the traits are that you see in some of the most successful people.
As you said, Hags, there are so many brokers in town, and you need to be able to separate yourself from the pack. The traits that we see amongst the people who really perform the best and are at the top of their game consist of several things. Firstly, having a passion for the business. The folks who do the best at it seem to really love it. They eat, breathe, and sleep real estate. And so that's something that we see pretty consistently through the people that perform the best. We also see that people who are really proactive tend to do much better than people who are reactionary. You know, you could either react to things all day long, which in this business you could sit at your desk and just react to people advancing their agendas all day. It's important to be proactive, have a plan, set goals, and be proactive about achieving the goals that you want to achieve. So we see that the folks who do very well in our business set goals for themselves, they write those goals down, and they make time to advance that agenda and to be proactive about achieving those goals. And then, of course, working hard is something that's very important. You know, we always had our running joke that you only had to work half a day to be successful in this business, and didn't matter which 12 hours a day you worked, as long as you worked 12 hours a day, you'd do well. But working hard is also something that is very important and a key to success. But if you're passionate about what you do, then working hard comes easy and it doesn't feel like you're working hard.
Bob, as brokers, we both know you can get pulled in a million different directions in a given day. How do some of the top brokers bifurcate their time?
Effective time management is also a key to successful people in our business. You know, we only have so much time. You have to use it as effectively as possible, and that's why utilizing technology as much as you possibly can is very important. As you know, you've run our group for 13 years now, but building a team and having a group of folks around you to allow you to leverage your time is very important. And if you look at some of the top brokers in our industry, they've built wonderful teams around them.
Bob, you talked about some of the skills that you can implement, but tell us about some of the personal characteristics that you maybe notice in these top brokers.
Hags, I see top brokers in our industry have a very high level of integrity. They are folks who mean what they say what they mean. They think about the client's best interest before their own best interest. Another trait that I see that's a very important ingredient in the personality of a top broker is to be a positive thinker. It's very easy to get pessimistic in this business. You know, if you look at our sales market, for instance, we see that on the average year, only about 2.6% of the total stock of buildings trade. Maybe half the stuff that goes on the market actually does sell. So that means only one person in every 20 that you speak to is going to want to do something. So if that's the case, you can't get bogged down with getting depressed or upset if you're speaking to people who don't have a requirement for you immediately. It's an odds game, but the people who do the best in our industry are those who are constantly thinking positively and believe that the next positive thing to happen for them is right around the corner.
Bob, one of the things that we utilized in the Massey Knakal platform and now at C&W was our specialization. Can you share some thoughts about that?
Hag, specialization is also a key to the most successful people in our business, and I think in any sales business, especially when you have such a congested marketplace where there are so many people competing for business, specialization does a number of things for you, and our territory system was one that really created a significant amount of specialization. Every neighborhood in the city is so different, and being able to articulate why a certain property had a certain value based upon everything that was going on in the area was a very significant differentiator. Just being able to separate yourself from the pack by being able to say that you specialize in one particular area is something that really gives you the ability to differentiate yourself and creates that competitive advantage. In fact, I wrote a chapter on specialization in Donald Trump's book, The Best Real Estate Advice I Ever Got. I think it's that important, and I think that in a field where you have so much competition and so many people competing for every piece of business, that ability to differentiate yourself and to have a competitive advantage is so important, and specialization allows that to happen. In summary, there are a number of characteristics that separate top brokers from the rest of the field in our industry. Among them are passion, being able to be proactive, working hard, and exhibiting integrity. Specialization is also a key because it allows for superior market knowledge, creates a competitive advantage, and allows one to differentiate their services from the rest of the pack.
Thank you for joining us today. Tune in next week for another episode of the Knakal News Network.